Well, good evening. Welcome. This particular World Cup in Russia is slowly turning into an Euro Cup. Looking at the four teams that made it to the semi-finals, out of which France has booked its place in the final. The two teams there tonight, England as well as Croatia, both represent Europe. But it's an exciting contest there. Remember, Croatia has played almost 510 minutes on the footballing field in the 5 matches they have played. England not far behind. They have played 480 minutes there with one tiebreaker for England and two tiebreakers for Croatia. Having said that, all this is history. Now what happens is 90 minutes of action that we're going to see tonight at 11:30 p.m. Is it going to be different? It's going to be path-breaking because for England and for Croatia, they're just 2 wins away from pricking that coveted crown. England, they are looking for a title after 1966. While Croatia, their best performance has been a semi-finals in 1998. So they are looking for that win tonight to go one step further to fulfill that dream of winning a World Cup. We'll wait and watch how things pan out. I'm Anil Thomas. Let's with me in the studios to analyze and to discuss what's going right, what's going wrong for the teams there. Melvin D'Souza, as usual, joining us this evening. Melvin, good evening. Welcome to the show.
Good evening. Pleasure being here, Anil.
Melvin, opening remarks on this game, England versus Croatia, your pick. I would put it directly.
Permit me to brand them first.
Okay.
Let me brand them as brain and brawn.
Okay.
Brain, England, brawn. You know why?
Okay.
Because Croatia is playing a very hard game.
Uh-huh.
They're very strong midfield, physical,
Okay.
and of course they lack that intelligence which I would, I don't mean to condemn them, but I think they lack that finesse in finishing touches.
Okay, they lack that finesse in that finishing touches, but those things don't matter when you're playing a World Cup semi-final. Remember, you deserve to be there. That's why you're there. You've got big names like Brazil, Argentina, Germany that have fallen by the wayside. Few teams that didn't even cross that first hurdle. Few teams that crossed the first hurdle but fell wayside. So it's, Croatia, even though they lack that, as Melvin puts it, that intelligent play make, they do bring that, stamina and strength and that endurance there in the middle that makes all that difference for that team there. Because remember, they've got the 2 best midfielders in the world in form of Rakitic as well as Luka Modric. We'll discuss all that, but let's take a look at that preview on how things are shaping up in that game. In the second semi-final of the World Cup on Wednesday night, 2 European teams, England and Croatia, will face off for a spot in the final. The English team have made it to the last 4 after 28 years, which is their 3rd World Cup semi-final. At the same time, Croatia have made a place in the semi-finals 20 years and it's looking for its first spot in the final. England, who shocked everyone with a spectacular display, will be in front of a World Cup semi-final after 28 years when it comes against the challenge of the 2018 World Cup unbeatable team, Croatia. England last played the World Cup semi-finals in 1990 and won the only World Cup in 1966. Both teams have reached the semi-finals once again after almost 2 decades. In such a situation, while England's goal will be to get the final ticket for their 2nd World Cup title, Croatia will enter the finals for the first time. This will be the first encounter between the 2 teams in the World Cup, although both the teams have played against each other 7 times in international matches. England have won 4 times while Croatia have won 2. One game ended in a draw. England had achieved 4th place in the World Cup in 1990. The performance of the team has been spectacular so far in Russia. In the group stage, they made the last 16 with 2 wins and a defeat. England had been successful in beating Colombia in the pre-quarterfinal. After this, the team beat Sweden in the quarterfinals to enter the semis with a 2-0 win. The English team is the 3rd youngest team in the World Cup. The team has so far scored 11 goals in the competition. Captain Harry Kane has been their go-to player for scoring goals, with 6 goals coming from his boots to be the top scorer of the tournament. Apart from Kane, Dale Alli, Raheem Sterling, Lingard and Marcus Rashford can prove to be dangerous for the Croatian defence. On the other hand, Croatia reached the semi-finals after 20 years. Earlier, they reached the semi-finals of the 1998 World Cup to finish 4th. The team's overall scoring capacity can be judged from the fact that 8 players have scored in the competition. The performance of the team has been spectacular in the World Cup. Croatia had set the road to the semi-finals with a great performance. The team has played 5 matches so far and have won all. They topped the group featuring Argentina thrashing the Messi-led team and winning over Nigeria and Iceland. Luka Modric-led side won 2 shootouts in the knockout stage to reach the semis. They won against Denmark and Russia to enter the last 4. Croatia have the world's best midfielders in Luka Modric and Ivan Rakitic, and they could dictate the pace and pulse of the game tonight. Croatia's last two matches clearly shows that the team will not let anything come in their way, and the 2 penalty shootout win makes England's path difficult. The Three Lions have their task cut out to look for a win in 90 minutes of play and book their ticket to Super Sunday with France. Sports Desk, DT News.
So lots at stake in that high voltage game between England and Croatia. Melvin, purely looking at it, is it going to be a battle of midfield that you're going to see when Croatia and England take the field?
It will, because Croatia, is the strongest in midfield.
True.
They're physically strong. And you have the young side on the other side, that is England.
True.
With very dynamic, very, very agile players, apart from being very intelligent.
Okay.
So I feel Croatia will try to hold on to their forte. But the only missing link is how well their midfield will support the attackers. Because after all, football, their business is to attack and get goals. Otherwise, they are not fit to be there. Then the defense is also strong. But then, if you consider Sterling, you consider if they are going to put the young star of under 18, Dele Ali, I feel the coach might put him in, because last game when I watched him, he was at spots which he could have scored in one strike, twice. So I feel he may be considered as a young star against a team that may not be as agile as them.
Okay, that's interesting. Del Ali is the pick, the player that could make a difference in this particular outing. Well, we've also got, Suam Pal tracking that World Cup for us, joining us from Russia there. Suam, good evening here from Delhi. How are things shaping up? Is it a battle, I asked Melvin, is it a battle of midfield that you're going to see between the two European sides tonight?
Anil, yes, you're right. It's going to be a battle of midfield, because Croatia is known for its midfield maestros, led by their star player Luka Modric, and they have a strong midfield. And England is a very young side. They are gung-ho and they are hungry for success. And the best thing is this time the British media, they are not overhyped the English team. So that's why they are having the edge.
Okay.
They are not under pressure the way they have been playing, and they have already caused a few upsets so far. The way they have played, so they have a good chance. But as I mentioned, Croatia holds the key, and Luka Modric being the fulcrum of their midfield, he is going to make a difference. But we must, basically last few games, if you have really read it, they started quite well. They beat Argentina by 3 goals. So in that match, they really played well. But after that, the second round game and the quarterfinal, they actually half time passed to win the games.
Okay.
Both the games went into the tiebreaker. So that's why Croatia is under pressure. They have to score goals today during the regulation time, and that will probably hold the key on it.
So I'm considering, if you look at the knockout stage performance between, England versus Croatia, Croatia has needed 2 tiebreakers to reach the semis. England's needed 1. Purely looking at the time that both the teams have spent in the middle, one has spent 510, the other has spent 480. Having said that, do you feel, it going into the tiebreaker, it suits Croatia more than it suits England?
Yeah, that's very important, because at this moment, as you said, Croatia won both the games via tiebreaker. On the other hand, if you see England, they hardly scored any field goals. Most of their goals came from dead ball situation, free kick, corner kick, penalty. So that's why both the teams are under pressure to score field goals, because you can't win every match via tiebreaker or through penalties. So I think the pressure is on both the teams to score field goal during the play, not from the dead ball situation, because England have been scoring most of the goals through a dead ball situation, whereas Croatia, the goals they scored against Argentina were all field goals. We hope that Luka Modric will probably create some magic today.
Okay.
Yes,
okay, so a quick word. Which is the team you're backing? Is it England or Croatia?
Well, most of the people think that the cup is coming home, but yes, to be honest, it's a high voltage contest. It's a pressure cooker situation out there. So the team with experience will probably hold the key.
Okay.
In that aspect, I'd rather give Croatia. I'll keep my money on. I'll put my money on Croatia.
Okay.
But England, being the underdogs, you never know. The cup may come home.
Okay, thank you and appreciate you joining us. You know, you leaving it there again in a catch-22 situation for me. He says, you know, purely on experience, Croatia goes through. Otherwise, you know, the cup comes back home to England. Well, time now for us to slip into a short breather here. Still lots more lined up on that big build-up to that semi-final between England and Croatia. Stay tuned.
इतने सारे फल फूल, वाह कमाल है भाई।
सब शौचालय का आशीर्वाद है मिश्रा।
शौचालय?
शौचालय नहीं, शौचालय, वो भी 2 गड्ढों वाला। 7 साल पहले मैंने इनसे कह दिया था, शौचालय नहीं तो शादी नहीं।
और मैंने क्या जवाब दिया था? 2 गड्ढों वाला नहीं तो शौचालय नहीं।
2 गड्ढे? क्यों?
एक गड्ढा 5 साल में भर जाएगा शौच करते करते। उसके बाद लिवर को ऐसा घुमाओ और दूसरा गड्ढा खोल दो।
अरे दूसरी की क्या जरूरत है, इसी को साफ करवा दो ना। टट्टी तो है।
ये टट्टी नहीं है, ये सोना है। अरे ये गड्ढा भरने के बाद अगर 1 साल बंद रहेगा तो यही छीछी सोना बन जाएगा।
यानी सोन खाद।
इसे हाथ से उठाओ और खेतों में मिलाओ और शौचालय का आशीर्वाद पाओ।
अब तो मैं भी बनवाऊंगा 2 गड्ढे का शौचालय।
और ये भाभी जी को दो।
धरती का उपहार है मिश्रा। शौचालय हो तो 2 गड्ढों वाला।
माँ का प्यार, माँ का दुलार, माँ का आशीर्वाद, माँ का लाड और माँ का दूध बच्चे के लिए कभी कम नहीं पड़ता। माँ हूँ इसलिए जानती हूँ। यकीन रखिए, बार बार पिलाने से माँ का दूध बढ़ता ही है। माँ का दूध फायदे खूब।
इतने सारे फल फूल, वाह कमाल है भाई।
सब शौचालय का आशीर्वाद है मिश्रा।
शौचालय?
शौचालय नहीं, शौचालय, वो भी 2 गड्ढों वाला। 7 साल पहले मैंने इनसे कह दिया था, शौचालय नहीं तो शादी नहीं।
और मैंने क्या जवाब दिया था? 2 गड्ढों वाला नहीं तो शौचालय नहीं।
2 गड्ढे? क्यों?
एक गड्ढा 5 साल में भर जाएगा शौच करते करते। उसके बाद लिवर को ऐसा घुमाओ और दूसरा गड्ढा खोल दो।
अरे दूसरी की क्या जरूरत है, इसी को साफ करवा दो ना। टट्टी तो है।
ये टट्टी नहीं है, ये सोना है। अरे ये गड्ढा भरने के बाद अगर 1 साल बंद रहेगा तो यही छीछी सोना बन जाएगा।
यानी सोन खाद।
इसे हाथ से उठाओ और खेतों में मिलाओ और शौचालय का आशीर्वाद पाओ।
अब तो मैं भी बनवाऊंगा 2 गड्ढे का शौचालय।
और ये भाभी जी को दो।
धरती का उपहार है मिश्रा। शौचालय हो तो 2 गड्ढों वाला।
Okay, that's nice. Okay, welcome back once again here to Cup of Glory. We are looking at how England and Croatia are building up to that big game tonight. The two teams there out in the middle. And let's take a look at the English manager here now, Gareth Southgate. 2 years ago, England crashed out of the European Championship in the first knockout round of a 2-1 win, 2-1 defeat by Iceland after an abysmal performance. England looked drained of all inspiration and confidence, and their manager Roy Hodgson quit on the spot. Successor Sam Alnwick had been forced out of the job after a newspaper sting. After that, it was announced that Gareth Southgate would lead England towards the FIFA World Cup, and tonight 3 Lions are in the are playing their semi-finals in the World Cup after 28 years. Let's take a look at Gareth Bale and the success story.
Gylfi Sigurdsson. He set up a chance here for Sigurdsson. It's 2-1 to Iceland.
The date was 30th November 2016 and despair was setting in for English football fans. 3 months on from England's ultimate embarrassment of losing to Iceland at the European Championship, and it's waving goodbye to boss Roy Hodgson. Successor Sam Allardyce has been forced out of job in a newspaper sting, and it was announced that Gareth Southgate would lead England towards the FIFA World Cup. He carried out deep research and analysis that would bring a philosophy and belief that restored pride and unity between the team and its supporters. Pep Guardiola's role in England's run to Wednesday's semi-final should not be underestimated, though. When he arrived in England to take charge of Manchester City in 2016, he set about revolutionizing the Premier League. It took time, but as Guardiola steered the side to the title last term, Southgate was observing every detail. In person and by phone, he dug into Guardiola's thoughts and emotions to understand the way City played. In February, Southgate took his studies across the Atlantic as he pitched up in Minnesota for an NBA-NFL doubleheader that would shape his more specific game plans for the tournament. As a country, England's men and women are full of praise and respect for Southgate. Even if their journey ends in Moscow on Wednesday night, he is already considered a winner. Sports Desk, DD News.
Well, Gareth Southgate has made that three-piece suit, a signature there in this particular World Cup, and that's been the talking point. Many people now interested in getting that three-piece suit back. Can he take England to their third final in a World Cup? That's what the people of England and world over will be watching tonight. Coming back to Melvin in the studios. Melvin, looking at purely on a formation basis, this particular outing, the formation that England bring to the table, can that unsettle the Croatian the midfield?
I consider it, you asked the right point, Anil. I consider that's the strongest point of England.
True.
Because the last game they played, and considering the earlier games that they played in the group and the 16 and the quarterfinals, I found they were very well organized. And the two aspects of the game. One is numerical superiority. That is created. Now although they say 3-2-1 and 4-3-2-1, whatever it is, but the way they play in the midfield with 5 attacking and the 2 forwards, they are any time, given moment, they are 7 or 8 in the attacking area or 7 or 8 in the guarding area. That is defensive. And when it comes to defensive, it's if there are 8 or 9 players, you have about 18 pairs of legs.
True.
So it's not going to be easy for a slow. I consider Croatia slower than England. So it's not going to be easy for them to take long shots, and the goalkeeper is excellent.
Okay. Looking at the Croatian side, do you feel that Mandzukic, their striker who's not done much, but has a, great tendency of, upsetting the opposition defense? He did that against Argentina, where, players pick right, left and center cards. He almost got everybody in yellow there in that Argentinian defense.
Right.
Mandzukic doesn't score, but Mandzukic has this capacity to irritate. Can he unsettle that English defense there? Because, since they play a 5-3, you almost have 8 players behind playing almost. Is it possible for Mandzukic to unsettle them?
You rightly spotted out, he's a live wire
True.
of the team. And he's not going to sit back, because for them it's a challenge, because I'm sure they know, if they're not branded, that they're underdogs as far as whatever way they may think. I can tell you that. Although the coach must have passed all the wisdom to them to go all out and destroy England, but they know. I mean, every team, every player knows it, because they all played football. Each one knows the capacity, and each one knows the teamwork, how it's going to work. So they are going to be little concerned about that. Although England is very shrewd, will not allow easily with their compact regrouping in the defensive, 8 to 9 players. It's not easy anybody to break it.
To break that wall. Yeah. That's exactly what we're looking at. It's too tough to break it when you have so many legs there, defending as well as when you move up. You're almost playing a 3-5-2. So, you've got Kane and Sterling there waiting up front for a counter, while rest of the players sit back and defend their own den. Well, time now to slip into another breather here. On the other side, we'll take a look at the key clashes from this big game between England and Croatia. Stay tuned.
इतने सारे फल फूल, वाह कमाल है भाई।
सब शौचालय का आशीर्वाद है मिश्रा।
शौचालय?
शौचालय नहीं, शौचालय, वो भी 2 गड्ढों वाला। 7 साल पहले मैंने इनसे कह दिया था, शौचालय नहीं तो शादी नहीं।
और मैंने क्या जवाब दिया था? 2 गड्ढों वाला नहीं तो शौचालय नहीं।
2 गड्ढे? क्यों?
एक गड्ढा 5 साल में भर जाएगा शौच करते करते। उसके बाद लिवर को ऐसा घुमाओ और दूसरा गड्ढा खोल दो।
अरे दूसरी की क्या जरूरत, इसी को साफ करवा दो ना। टट्टी तो है।
ये टट्टी नहीं है, ये सोना है। अरे ये गड्ढा भरने के बाद अगर 1 साल बंद रहेगा तो यही छीछी सोना बन जाएगा।
यानी सोनखार।
इसे हाथ से उठाओ और खेतों में मिलाओ और शौचालय का आशीर्वाद पाओ।
अब तो मैं भी बनवाऊंगा 2 गड्ढों का शौचालय।
और ये भाभी जी को दो।
धरती का उपहार है मिश्रा। शौचालय हो तो 2 गड्ढों वाला।
लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन, इंडिया का ये इनक्रेडिबल नजारा देखिए। अरे वाह, एक नजारा ये भी देखिए। इंडिया को इनक्रेडिबल बनाए रखने वालों को भी देखिए।
गूंज उठे हर मन में सरगम, जगमग कल जगमग 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 गुजारी मामा देश स्वच्छ हो निर्मल हो।
जरा गौर से देखिए, ये है इनक्रेडिबल इंडियंस और इन्हीं से है इनक्रेडिबल इंडिया।
दादी आशीर्वाद लेने आए।
बैठ बैठ। दादी के जाने से पहले पोता पोती का मुंह दिखा दो, यही कहा गया है ना तुमको। ले ये पढ़।
आधुनिक हो चुके हैं परिवार नियोजन के तरीके। दादी ये क्या है?
पढ़ना।
अब नए गर्भ निरोधक इंजेक्शन आ चुके हैं।
ये तू पढ़।
महिला एक बार इंजेक्शन लगवाए तो 3 महीने के लिए निश्चिंत हो जाए।
समझ गए ना दादी क्या चाहती है? तुम दोनों एक दूसरे से खुल के बातें करो, परिवार सोच समझ कर बढ़ाओ, खुश रहो। मुझे कोई जल्दी नहीं है पोता पोती की, और ना ही ऊपर जाने की।
कैसी लगी हमारी दादी?
बिल्कुल दबा।
सेहत और सोच दोनों से तैयार होकर परिवार बढ़ा रहा है इंडिया, अपना भविष्य पक्का बना रहा है इंडिया। फोन करें और परिवार नियोजन से जुड़ी सब जानकारी पाइए। जोड़ी जिम्मेदार जो प्लान करे परिवार।
Well, there can never be a semi-final without key battles there in the midfield and the defense. Let's take a look at some key battles that we can expect tonight. The first one, Harry Kane, the striker who scored 6 goals in this particular World Cup, taking on Lovren. The next key battle in this particular outing, Luka Modric against Henderson. This could be the one that could decide this particular game. The third one, Mario Mandzukic taking on John Stones there, the Manchester City defender. And the final one in this particular outing, the fourth key battle, Rakitic versus Del Alli. So that's going to be how things are panned out. You know, the 4 key battles in this particular game. But remember, all these things don't matter if you see that last game or the last win that France managed to get over Belgium in the first semi-final. Former champions France, or 1998 winners France, entered their third World Cup final after beating Belgium 1-0 in the semi-finals. Defender Samuel Umtiti scored the winning goal for the 1998 champions in the second half with a towering header from Griezmann's corner. The second semi-final will be played between England and Croatia tonight. France will face England or Croatia in the World Cup final on Sunday. Well, let's take a look at how the France fans, they jumped in joy as they lit up flares of blue, white and red smoke at the Champs Elysees in Paris after France defeated Belgium on Tuesday to reach their World Cup final. French supporters showered their national team with praise, saying they are optimistic that France will end up winning the World Cup. France last won the World Cup 20 years ago in 1998. Remember, Deschamps has that, coveted chance of winning the World Cup both as a player and as a manager. Would become the third one there to do that in case he manages to do that successfully on Sunday night. Melvin, a quick word on this particular outing of France beating Belgium. Surprising results or very much on expected lines?
I'm not surprised. I expected France to do better because Belgium, the way they started, it looked to me that they were very scared about the trio. 7, 9, 10. Griezmann, Mbappe, 10 and Giroud. All three are dangerous, and you saw the game Giroud played. If he had to score, he would have scored. I mean, if he had to get it right, if luck was with him, he would have got a hat-trick in that game. So it looked to me, the first 20 minutes, they were trying to study them. That Mbappe or Giroud doesn't break through. It looked like they're making assessments of their movements. And France did not expose themselves. They equally tried to cope up with that sort of demand on the match. And in the way it went on, it looked like Belgium didn't want to advance at all. You saw you got this Romelu Lukaku, then De Bruyne. De Bruyne, okay, was doing all
Changed
the
the flanks
changing
there.
the flanks and all that. He was going left, right, and of course the person who really disappointed
Lukaku.
Well,
everyone's talking about it. You know, he's never been a big match player. I remember Jose Mourinho when he sold him off. From Chelsea, he said, he's never a big match player. I want this player to score for me when it matters the most. And that's where, Lukaku didn't impress Jose Mourinho. And I feel after seeing yesterday's performance, many would believe Jose Mourinho was right when it comes to Lukaku. He disappointed there in that particular round.
Lukaku missed 3 sitters. One was on the brink of 45th minute.
True.
When
that floater came.
He was careless. The ball hit him, and if he was ready for that, he would have scored it.
Okay.
Then he had a header, which is a header of a player of that caliber. I don't expect.
He should have nailed it home.
He should have nailed it home, definitely. And one was at the last fag and 87th minute or something like that, where it was open. I thought that 25-30 yard kick was easy for him, but he didn't get the target. That was very sad.
Okay, one final word. Your pick on today's game, England versus Croatia. Who do you back, or who do you expect to?
I'll tell you, England has a lot of pressure on them. Not only to win the game, they have a pressure as a nation, as a maker of the world, of football, that they have set it, they are contented only with 1 World Cup.
Okay.
Compared to a poor country like Brazil,
who's got 5. Okay, so you say England?
They will fight it out, they will go all out, and I have a feeling they should get the better of Croatia.
Okay, get the better of Croatia. So, Suam says it's going to be Croatia that's going to walk away. Melvin here puts it at England taking the cake in this particular outing. I'll go and back the underdog. I'll say let's wait and watch, because Croatia is the least ranked team in the 4 teams that have reached the semi-finals. Croatia 2 steps away from winning a particular first World Cup in their history. Remember, Davon Sukar got them to that semi-finals in '98. Can Luka Modric and his side take them 1 step forward to the finals in 2018? We'll wait and watch. Enjoy that action that will come live to you on DD Sports tonight. We leave you with images of Croatian fans there celebrating their team's victory, and rather they're anticipating that victory tonight. And that's it in this edition of Cup of Glory. Stay tuned to catch that live match action tonight at 11:30 p.m. Thanks for watching. We're going to be back again tomorrow evening. Bye-bye.
Trešnjivka. Because it's their last day here. They will have to go, so we are celebrating with them.
We are the better team. We have Modric, we have Rakitic, we have Mandzukic, we have Loven, we have Zlatko Dalic. Zlatko Dalic is the best coach in history.
Well, I booked a one-way.